Great. So we now have our next speaker, who I can see there has joined now. Hi, Karine. We have
Hi, Sarah.
Karine Schiller, who's the digital and e-commerce director at Agropur. Karine has over 14 years experience in the industry. She started her career in media, leading the digital and editorial team at Chantelane, where she embraced the opportunities within web, social media, online devices provided for women's magazines. She then joined over to CPG, managing digital marketing, and currently oversees Agropur's e-commerce strategy for both B2B and B2C channels, while having a mandate of digital competency internally. So a lot going on. You're going to be talking to us today about going beyond the e-grocery basics for fresh and frozen products in particular, I believe. So really looking forward to your session. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me, Sarah. I'm really happy to be here.
Oh, well, we're looking forward to hearing from you. Over to you.
Thank you. Let me know if my presentation is up, and I'll be good to go.
Not yet, but hopefully any second now.
Good.
We can't see it quite yet. Have you started sharing your screen?
Hold on. I did. Sorry about that, everyone.
No worries. I think our team will also get your presentation up just in case as well.
Can you see it now?
Well, we've started sharing our screen now, so maybe we can try again to let you share your screen.
Hold on. Oh,
if not,
okay.
it was from our side, so let's see. Give it a couple of seconds.
Can you see it now, Sarah?
No, we can't. We managed to get it up on our screen, so let's get that back up again. My colleague will have it on screen, and then you'll be able to also view it on here to talk us through everything.
Okay. Sorry about that. I promise that we did rehearse sharing our screen with Sarah and the organization, but hey, technical problems. They're part of that virtual experience. I hope that this was the last version I sent earlier, but I will assume the few mistakes that might have been left there. So feel free to take a screenshot of it and have a little laugh. I don't mind. So thank you again, Sarah, and hi everyone. I'm really happy to be here today. I'd like to thank Sarah, of course, and the Summit's organization for inviting me and asking me to share Agropur's experience with e-grocery. In the next 25 minutes, am I able to change the slides, Sarah, or should I ask you to change it? I'm sorry again.
Oh, sorry, you'll have to ask us to move from slide to slide, please.
That's great interaction. I love it. So in the next 25 minutes, maybe a bit more, maybe less, I'll explain how Agropur is involved in online commerce, how we covered the basics of e-grocery, and how we plan to go beyond the basics. Change slides, please. But first, let me share a bit about myself. And I had a lovely screenshot there that you will see eventually of my Instagram account. And I thought that was a great way to sum up important elements of my life. If you could change slides, please. Thank you for that. I should have brought a little bell. That would have been funny too. So there, a bit about myself, because I'm pretty sure that no one in this room knows me. And I thought that the screenshot from my Instagram account was a great way to sum up important parts of my life. The first one is that I'm a loving mom of 2 sweet and active boys, as you can see there. And just like myself and my husband, the boys love spending time outdoors, which shows with all the blue and green that you see on those Instagram pics. I'm also passionate about everything digital. I love it all: social media, web platforms, digital marketing, marketing technologies, and all the crazy new ways that we interact online, including e-commerce, of course. My friends and family, who don't always necessarily understand what I'm doing, often say that I've seen all that the World Wide Web has to offer at least twice now. Of course, you and I know that this is impossible, but hey, it shows how much screen time that I have accumulated. I've been working for Agropur for 4 years now, first building a digital marketing team and now building e-commerce expertise internally. And one last fact about myself, it's the first time that I'm a key speaker today and I'm a bit nervous, so I will thank you for your patience while I take a bit of water. You could change slides now too, please. There, thank you for that. So I figured that a pop quiz would be fun. Mostly because I like to make this dynamic, but also because I love fun facts. It goes like this. Change the slide, please. What was the first thing ever purchased online? Now, I'm not sure I would even see the chat there if you answered, but let me guess your answers. People will say CDs and books. I've done that pop quiz before and had various funny answers, like someone answered a Rubik's Cube, which I thought was cute. But if you did answer CDs and books, you're not too far from the truth. However, please let's change the slide. The first thing that was purchased online was a pepperoni pizza with mushrooms and extra cheese, which I love, from Pizza Hut. Please change the slide again. So believe it or not, but Pizza Hut sold its first pizza online before Amazon even sold its first book. That was in 1995. Pizza Hut's claim of this event was confirmed by Hub's internet timeline. However, there are some speculations that somewhat beat them by a week or two purchasing a CD. So I don't know for you, but I was certainly shocked to learn that dairy products were part of the first online transaction ever. Moving from 1994 to 2020, Sarah is switching to the good presentation now. Thank you, Sarah. What would I do without you? If you could go to slide 7, please. Next slide. Thank you. So moving from 1994 to today in 2020, I'd like to take a look at how we at Agropur took on e-grocery and how we adapted to retailers selling our dairy products online. Change slide, please, Sarah. First, I want to share a few words about Agropur, starting with one of the main reasons that I love this organization so much. Change slide again. That reason is that we are a cooperative. Our business model is based on solidarity, democracy, and the pooling of resources. And this model is a powerful tool for generating and sharing wealth. Being a cooperative means every year we return dividends to Agropur members based on their annual milk production. This payment helps our members contribute to the economy and vitality of their communities. Change slide, please. Next, you'll see our organization in icons and numbers. Agropur is owned by more than 3,000 dairy farmers that I personally like to call my bosses. We are a North American cooperative that reached $7.3 billion in sales in 2019, and that makes us part of the top 20 dairy processors in the world. Our 8,800 employees are transforming, marketing, selling, and transporting 6.5 billion liters of milk processed annually. So to give you a view of how large this organization is. If we could change slide, I'd like to take a look at the products that we sell in Canada. Through mergers and acquisitions, Agropur now offers products from 5 dairy categories that are all equally delicious. So we have fresh, which is milk, cream, and butter, yogurt, cheese, fine cheese, and ice cream and novelties. You will find Agropur's products at your local grocery store, of course, either under one of our 19 brands or also under a private label brand, which is an important part of our business as well. Then you might also get a taste of an Agropur product when you're taking a bite of a pizza or out of an ice cream treat or a sip of your favorite latte. As our B2B customers are pizzerias, ice cream parlors, cafeterias, and various types of restaurants and manufacturers as well. Our product portfolio is quite large. It's over 5,000 products. Are those products sold online? Change slides, please. They are kind of sold online, almost all sold online. Most of our retail and private label products are sold through our retail customers platforms, of course, like Walmart.ca or Voila by Sobeys, to only name a few. Part of our portfolio is also sold online on food distributors' online platforms, like Cisco or GFS. And then another online channel that we have is a B2B portal where Agropur B2B customers can order our products. Notice that there is no D2C, no direct to consumer on that slide. And it's true, Agropur's business is B2B2C and B2B only. And notice as well that there's no Amazon on that slide. And we could change slides, please. Indeed, Amazon hasn't moved yet. It's Amazon Fresh offer up the border. Everyone in this room knows that for sure. It is still one of the important elements that is differentiating shelf-stable products from fresh and frozen products when it comes to e-grocery. I remember seeing some CPGs at this exact summit last year, and I was very impressed with all of the e-commerce content that they had developed for their products, primarily for Amazon. These e-commerce content pieces can then benefit other online channels. But what makes sense as an investment when you're selling on Amazon, when you're not selling on Amazon, what makes sense as an investment when you are selling on Amazon, it suddenly doesn't make any sense when you are not selling on Amazon and your online channels doesn't offer the same liberty when it comes to e-commerce content. That could change quickly. I sure am the first one to hope so, because Amazon sure seems to be cracking the code of online grocery in the United States as we speak. Second point on that slide is another obvious but impactful difference between perishable versus non-perishable goods in online commerce. It's the cost of home delivery, which is impacting retailers, obviously, but still makes a good difference in online e-grocery. So maintaining the cold chain while delivering that last mile is very expensive, and it represents quite a challenge for anyone hoping to win at e-grocery. However, this as well is evolving at a fast pace, and retailers as much as third-party like Instacart and e-giants like Amazon are looking at ways to pick, prepare, and deliver ice cream and milk quickly and cost efficiently to our doorsteps, which leads to shopper behavior. And I heard Charlie from Walmart mentioned it earlier today. Online grocery for fresh products has been met with a lot of uncertainty by shoppers. What if my milk isn't kept cold enough? What if I end up with a short-coated product? Those are barriers to shoppers. And if those barriers remain for grocery shoppers to shop for perishable goods online, the online market shares that Charlie actually showed us also earlier today, they show that some are willing to try it, which is good news for us. Consumers' needs for convenience and retailers' willingness to meet those needs is already changing the shopper behavior. So those three elements on that specific slide are true today, but might not be true at all tomorrow because things are evolving so quickly. You could change slide, please. Having said all that, how does a large organization of perishable food goods like Agropur takes on e-grocery? Or how does e-grocery fits in a large organization of perishable food goods? I'll share in the next slides how we tackle this important change in our industry. Change slide again. There's a world of difference in having a lot of team players whose sideline is e-commerce versus having a few team players dedicated to e-commerce. While we previously had people from the sales team, the shopper marketing team, and the digital marketing team regroup and take actions to meet e-grocery's new requests, not having a team focused on e-commerce and this new business reality was a concern. And we addressed it by building a dedicated team. For now, Agropur e-commerce team is responsible and focuses on two things: our products' e-commerce content, and our organization's digital and e-commerce knowledge. We are part of the commercial strategies cross-functional team and of course work in strong collaboration with many internal teams to work towards our goals. And one good news during COVID-19, well, at least there are some good news that happened during that period from our end, is that when consumers' interest in online grocery picked up, the team was already in place with an e-commerce plan that was aligned to the organization's big bets. So it was just a matter of fast forwarding our game plan to move ahead while working from home and homeschooling kids, but that's another part of the story that I will not get into today. Change slide, please. What did the team work on to cover the basics? It begins, no surprise there, with data management and a lot of data. The first thing that we did was audit our major retailers' platforms. How do they work? What's the user experience like? Are product pages limited or full of precious information? Is it easy to select products from a weekly flyer? How about when the order is done? Will I receive it in time? Are there products missing? Are they substituted? With which product? And was I advised of that substitution? So we did a deep dive of the online version of the brick and mortar experience that our organization knows so well. This deep dive was needed. And then on to a complex exercise, the mapping of the product information process from A to Z. This was a complex one. Where does it start within our organization? How does it go through GS1 and then onto e-grocery platforms? And how is it transformed along the way? Mapping all of it was certainly a challenge, but necessary in order to react quickly when someone came to us saying, hey, product X's image is not good on customer A's platform, which happened a lot back then. This led us to work very closely with the internal team managing the GS1 database. not only to understand the internal processes around product information, but also to make sure that we harmonized their actions and ours and collaborate as much as possible towards an up-to-date database. Please change slides. Thank you. Once we understood how the data was being pulled, transformed, and displayed, comes the need to fix the base. Our team had a clear focus to getting all basic product content right for branded products on major retailers' platforms. This meant a lot, and I mean a lot, of manual data entry, building our own e-com focused database. And making contacts with retailers' online content teams and filling their templates, and sometimes also harassing them with emails asking when our updates would be uploaded. And I'd like to tell them a big thank you. And one by one, making sure that our portfolio catalog was compliant. I need to mention the tremendous help of Noemi, a brilliant intern who spent a good portion of her internship working on that data cleanup, as I'm sure that some of you CPGs out there also used interns to do that task. So thank you. While we were fixing the base, we established which e-commerce content KPIs we wanted to measure, and we built our content quality score grid, and this was key to follow our actions and share our progress to higher management as well. Let's change slide, please. Understanding how retailers' search engines rank products was also part of our mandate. If those algorithms vary, and some platforms even seem to have no specific logic, we did identify that product content matching the platform criteria at its best would impact ranking. Also, products previously bought by a shopper will rank higher, as well as most popular products, which is no surprise. Making it in a shopper's basket is therefore a top priority to get top search position, which shows the value of online shopper marketing activations and had us work closely with the online shopper marketing team. Could we switch slide, please? Last but not least element of how we covered the basics is one that's close to my heart, that's digital competency. Even when e-grocery was a tiny 1% of market share, the need to understand what it is, how it works, and mostly how it impacts the way we are doing business is essential. And it's essential for every member of a CPG organization. We started our trainings with the basics, explaining the digital shelf, the difference between organic search results and paid search results, sharing consumer insights around digital media consumption and digital expectations, going over what is a good versus a bad online user experience. We also introduced the team to newcomers like Instacart and recently shared our top 5 e-commerce trends. All those trainings are helping make every member of the organization more aware of how the grocery world as we know it will never be the same. And even though most CPGs out there, including us, are trying to figure things out as change is happening, doing it as a large team, not only as a few of us working in silos, will give better results. I'd like to change slides. Well, I was really happy to look back at what we achieved. I'm also happy to share a little of what we plan next. How to, as an organization of dairy products, go beyond the basics of e-grocery. Here are a few points of views about people, processes, and tools. So first, people. When it comes to people, I already mentioned how we viewed our smaller e-commerce team as being part of a large group. One of our goals is to make sure that e-com is on every member of the organization's radar and part of everyone's annual planning as well. Although still a smaller part of our market shares, online commerce of our products cannot be ignored and will grow. From sales to supply chain, it's everybody's business that will need to adapt. Moving from internal collaboration to external collaboration, contacts and insights from retailers are very, very precious. Even though my team is often limited to contacts with the online catalog teams at retailers, putting in the effort to get as much visibility on what's next is valuable. So retailers' media presentations, results from a shopper marketing program, top management LinkedIn accounts, but also forums like this one today, where we heard Charlie from Walmart speak. Those all provide insights from retailers that contribute to understanding better their e-grocery game, and it leads to a better partnership. Last important part of the people equation are shoppers. It's perhaps one of the most important part. We want to move forward with a strong understanding of our end user and the way they shop online for dairy products specifically. What words are they searching for? Can they find our products all right? What do they enjoy about online grocery shopping? And what are major pain points? And ultimately, what would make it better? And is there any way we can help? All those insights will help us take better decisions when it comes to e-grocery and specifically the effort that we are putting in it. Next slide, please. On to processes. Now, before I get in those points, I want you to remember that Agropur is a large organization with a vast product portfolio, and it was built from mergers and acquisitions. So that should give you an idea of the landscape that we're working in when it comes to processes and technologies. In such a context, focus is a necessity because doing it all at once is impossible. Our team is laser focused on a few products and a few retailers. Of course, we'll make sure not to neglect anything or anyone, that's for sure, but making sure that our innovations have a perfect online execution and that power SKUs have a specific plan of action for enrichment is a priority for us. Next point is plan for the unexpected. And I know that for anyone who's been working a while in digital, this sentence seems obvious. We are used to things evolving so quickly that planning rarely goes as expected. And last March, we certainly had a great example of how plans can be disrupted by major crises. While we were successful at moving forward on crisis mode during the last few months, our new annual planning will now be revised quarterly to ensure that the focus is still right. And as well, we made sure that time and resources are saved for surprise projects and popping priorities because there will be. Last point is baby steps, and it says it all. A word of wisdom that I received early in my career from a digital expert who explained that there was no such thing in digital as planning to go from A to Z because the Z destination will have evolved too much before you get there. Planning our internal changes of ways of working and doing business should be done exactly with baby steps. So moving from A to B, then from B to C as quickly and painlessly as possible. What about tools? If we could change slide, please. I almost took this slide out because of the attendees, but I'll assume it. One perfect solution, this is what I believe, to all our specific needs right now for product content syndication and optimization on Canadian grocery retailers platforms do not exist yet. And now I hear you, I hear reps saying the contrary, And I sure hope that you're right and that eventually soon we'll have tools that help us send product content easily to retailers and analyze those search trends, optimize our products rankings, and do everything that we wish to do on retailers' platforms. Meanwhile, I believe that it's a great opportunity to own what we are doing and manually track some, not all of our products, of course, but some products in order to measure specific KPIs, despite the lack of automated solutions. While this is hard work, it is an opportunity for us to get creative and build new tools, build new grids to report our progress. And to me, that's exciting. It is important to measure what we are accomplishing today, for at the pace that retailers are moving and that the market is evolving, tomorrow might be a totally different story. And I wrote might, but it will be a totally different story. We can change slide. For a thank you for your time and attention. I hope that by sharing Agropur's experience with e-groceries, some of you might have takeaways, might have what to do or what not to do, or simply have heard about a similar experience than what you are going through as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Karine. We would love to ask you some questions, but unfortunately we've just run out of time. So yeah, everybody that has some questions, please feel free to reach out to Karine directly on the Swap Card platform. I'm sure she'll be more than happy to connect with you and
I will.
to, you know, great conversation. So really great points that you've covered there. I think it's given brands that are in that kind of in-between stage some really good actionable insights and what they to really scale up with CPG online. So thank you so much for joining today. Great to hear from you. And I think that was some great teamwork as well that we had there.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, everyone.